Hi, welcome to Math Lesson 130 for 4th grade, and we will start with some review. So go ahead and call out the number when you know it, and I will give the correct answer, okay? So that would be 12. So if you got that right, good job. 42 divided by 6 is 7. Good job. 48 divided by 6 is 8. 25 divided by 5, that would be 5. 20 divided by 5, 4. Very good. 48 divided by 4 is 12. 21 divided by 3 is 7. 12 divided by 4, that's right, it's 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Good job. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 36 divided by 4 is 9. I'm a little fast there. 18 divided by 6. All right, good, it's 3. And 24 divided by 6, the answer is 4. 40 divided by 5, that would be 8. 18 divided by 3, yes, is 6. 54 divided by 6 is 9. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 30 divided by 5 is 6. All right, very good. If you'll take a look up here to our chart, I'm going to get it closer so you can see, so you can read the chart. Today is a review, more work with decimals. So we're looking at our decimal chart. Decimal is another way to write a fraction. And so when we see 1/10, we say it as 1/10, and it's 1/10 is equal to 0.1. If you have 1/100th, it is equal to 0.01. And then you've got, see, 7/10 there is equal to 0.7, and 7 over 100 is equal to 0.07. Okay, a mixed decimal has a whole number and a decimal, and so we've seen some of those. This one has 152, and the decimal point, we say and 376 thousandths. We always go with the name of the very last place that we have. And so when we look at a decimal, we want to make sure that we see, that we read it properly, okay? So up here we've got 7/10 for our board review, and so how would we make that a decimal? Okay, anyone? Just, of course, you're at home listening to this or watching this, so when you say the answer, and we would put our decimal point, and remember that we have 1 0, which means that if we have one number and 1 0, we put the one number after the 0, and 0.7 would be our answer. Okay, I'll make that decimal a little clearer. All right, so 239 over 1,000, what would the answer be? What would be our decimal? Here's our decimal point. Yes, it would be 2 39 after the decimal because it's the thousandth place as well. You see that? So this would be 239 thousandths. So the 9 needs to go in the thousandth place, 10th, 100th, and 1000th. Okay? What about if we have a 9 over 100? Notice that we only have one digit. We've got 2 zeros, and we need it to be we need the 9 to sit in the 100th place. Okay? So we're going to have to use that placeholder number that we have, and that would be 0, okay? We put a 0 there to hold the place, because if we didn't have the 0 there and we just put a 9, we would think that it was just 0.9, and it would be 9/10 and not 9/100. So we want the 0 there to show that it's in the 9 is in the hundredths place, okay? All right, on your paper, you have that first section is match these by drawing lines. And so that's your decimal to the words that we would say. So you can do that on your own after this video, but look at section 2, and it says write each fraction as a decimal. So we just did on the board, so do A with me, and then we'll do the rest on there. So A is 6/10. Okay? 6 over 10. Okay, so what would be our decimal that we would put? Okay, feel free to write the answer if you know it. It would be point, because it's one number, over the 10, it's in the 10th place, 6 over 10, or 0.6, I'm sorry, said that wrong. So 6/10 is 0.6, okay? All right, so go ahead and you can finish that section after the video, but we're gonna move on to the other direction. We're gonna give you the decimal, and we need to make our fraction. So I'm just going to move them up here so they're easier to see. I'm going to have to adjust the video, okay? So 0.79, first of all, what place is the 9 in? Anybody know from looking at the chart or looking at your page what place the 9 is in? That's right, it's in the hundredths place, okay? So the hundredths place, that gives us a clue. You hear 100th, and what number would we put on the bottom? Okay? Would be 100, okay? If you didn't get that, that's okay, but it would be 100. We would put the 100 on the bottom, and then 79, we're gonna just put that on the top, right? You notice that we've got 2 zeros and 2 digits up here, so that we didn't have any placeholder, we didn't have any zeros up here to show that we had more zeros than we had numbers in the top. So 79 over 100 would be, is our fraction for 0.79, okay? This one is 0.003. What place is the 3 in? Okay? 3 is in the thousandth place. Okay, again, that gives us a clue as to what our fraction is going to look like. Okay, so if 3 is in the thousandths place, what would the number go on the bottom? Okay, yes, it's going to be 1,000. Okay, now take a look at this. We've got 2 zeros in front of our 3. So are we going to put, what number do we put on the top? Are we gonna put 300 on the top? Are we going to just put 3? Do we put 30? Do we put 003? What would we put on the top? Okay, so if we take a look back over here at the chart, we had 7 over 100 and 0.07. So it's very similar to this situation, but we have two zeros. So we would just put the number 3 over the 1,000 because, remember, they're placeholders. These zeros need to be there with the decimal, but they don't need to be in the fraction because we're taking, they're just placeholders, so they don't actually need to be there in the fraction. But don't forget to put them in your decimal, okay? If you put the zeros there, it's not going to be counted wrong, but they're not necessary, okay? So 3 over 1,000 is the fraction for 3/1000ths or 0.003. All right, look at section 3, and we're going to do number 1 together, okay? It is 0.53, okay? So we're going to make a fraction for this decimal as well. We have a fraction line, 53, and what place is the 3 in? That'll tell us what we want on the bottom. Okay, yes, it is in the hundredths place, so we're gonna put 100 on the bottom. Very good. Okay, 53, does that, what is gonna go on the top? Okay, yes, we're gonna put 53 on the top, so you can put that down as your answer for A in section 3. All right, you may go ahead and before you finish your page, go ahead and take a, your parents are gonna give you the speed drill for lesson 130. Be sure to take your time, make sure you get the answers that you put down right, and you know, we're working for accuracy to get them correct rather than to get them all done. If you can have them all correct and get them all done, that's good. If you can just have a few done but they're all correct, that's also good. So I want to make sure that you remember that. And then on this is a review list or a review section. So you may, and there is a homework section on the back as well. So I want to get through as much of this as you can. You do not have to do the green problems unless your parents would like you to. But for me, you do not have to do the green problems. So if you have any questions, remember that your parents or you could contact me, and I have given them all the information to do that. And we'll see you later.